And this may be the most important thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you. You see all these people on Instagram flexing, but this may be the most important thing. Yo, what is good, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dudley, aka Dudley Duds. And yes, I know there's a new setting right now that's only temporary, but let's get into this video, man. Now listen, man, if you're somebody that has a short attention span and you can't sit down still to get some knowledge, you might want to click off right now because this video is not for you. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. But if you are a part of Duds Nation and you're always on a quest to self-mastery and you're learning, which if you're a part of this community, I already know that you're smart and you're always bettering yourself, then this is the right video for you. So the 5 things that entrepreneurs don't tell you. And before I get into this video, I'm gonna give you guys a little background on myself. I do have my own business and company, Dudley Duds, and I have my own line of merch, Dudley Duds Apparel. These are one of my pieces that I'm wearing from my collection right now called Limitless. The link is in the description box below. So I do own my own business. I sell clothing as well as I provide services, mainly in fitness and training. I have my degree in exercise science and I am a personal trainer. So I do a couple of different things under my LLC, Dudley Duds. Now, I'm young, so I'm not too far removed from what's going on in this current age with social media and everything. And there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. There's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of lies, a lot of facades. We're gonna get straight into this video of the 5 things that entrepreneurs don't tell you. First thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you is you are going to, at some point, encounter pain. And it's gonna be a lot of pain. You see, with this day and age, with social media, we only see the climax or the apex of somebody's perceived career. Everybody's traveling, they popping bottles, they got the women, they got the Gucci purses, vice versa. Everybody's doing their best possible, right? Everybody's a boss, everybody's a CEO. Now in 2019 and moving forward, being an entrepreneur is the most desired thing to be, all right? Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and apparently everybody is succeeding. Well, the fact of the matter is you're gonna experience pain because 8 out of 10 businesses fail within their first 18 months. And what they don't tell you is even those 2 businesses that make it after those 18 months, one of those are gonna fail within that 3-year time frame, okay? So let's be honest, people aren't being completely honest with what it means to be an entrepreneur. So what you gotta understand is that don't get caught up with somebody's life on social media. I promise you, everything that glitter ain't gold. Okay, you're gonna endure pain, you're gonna experience adversity, it's gonna hurt, you're gonna fail. At some point, you and failure have to become intertwined. Failure has to become your best friend because it's with the failure that you can truly learn, that you can build those calluses so that you can know how to maneuver in certain situations, so you can become a better salesperson ultimate or a better servant, because you got to understand that you're providing a service. Understand that these people like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, like all of these people that are at the pinnacle of their careers now, what you're not seeing is the dedicated years that they put behind their brand and their businesses. All of the failures that they had, all of the things that they endured, the strife that they went through to just get that one win. The beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur and business is that you can be failing for 10 years. It only takes one win to catapult you into success, and that'll wipe away all of those failures. It only takes one win that can wipe away all that debt. It takes one win, but understand that you're gonna feel some pain. And if you're undereducated, if you don't know anything about sales, psychology, strategies, and ultimately just how to be a person of value, oh my gosh, you're gonna experience so much pain. This is it's not the easiest lifestyle, and that's what it boils down to. It is not the easiest lifestyle. I strongly suggest that if you're starting your business, you get a mentor or somebody that's in a desired position that you want to be in, somebody that knows more than you. Ultimately, you want to build a alliance, all right? You want to build a group around you. In Think and Grow Rich, it talks about building a mastermind group of like-minded individuals around you that'll be more conducive to your ultimate vision, all right? And you're going to need that accountability partner. You're going to need somebody to help guide you through these trenches, because I'm telling you that pain is inevitable. You're trying to start your business, you got to understand that You're trying to do what 1% of the population does, which is sustain a lifestyle that is predicated on their business, okay? Having that freedom, having that time freedom that everybody talks about. The truth is, once you leave your job, it's no more 9 to 5. Now it's literally clockwork 24/7. Especially if you're doing it by yourself in the beginning, you've got to be the marketer. You know what I'm saying? You've got to do the research, study the analytics. You got to ship everything out yourself. If you're selling a tangible product, you've got to do everything by yourself. You got to speak to vendors. There's so many different things that you got to do that are not glamorous on the back end. So that is the first thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you, is that there's a lot of pain in this lifestyle. There's a big learning curve. You're gonna have to go through a lot. If you're undereducated, you gotta read up, you gotta watch videos, seminars, audiobooks, talk to people that are in desired positions that you want to be, learn, but don't just be somebody that is a learning vacuum that absorbs information, but you got to actually apply that. Make sure that the information is applicable, and you got to have trial and error. But it's going to be painful in the beginning, but I promise you that all of the benefits that you get from going this route will outweigh anything else. But understand that's going to come with a lot of pain. And if you're somebody that's not ready for defeat, if you're somebody that gets your feelings hurt easily, or you're worried about what other people think, or you're just afraid to fail, then entrepreneurship is not for you. The second thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you about this lifestyle is that it's lonely. Okay, it is lonely as fuck, to be honest with you. Everybody is on social media, they're flexing and they're portraying this lifestyle of the glory, and they're doing all these different things. They got the cars, they're selling courses or whatever, they're doing this, that, and the third. But what people don't tell you is that going this route is one of the loneliest routes that you can ever go. People don't see the long nights that you spend working on your craft, thinking about how can you help people, how can you provide more value for people, how can you serve people, how can you just, to be honest, how can you pay your bills, how can you take care of yourself and your family, or just how can you make this better. Or people don't see that, and it could be lonely because you're in the 1%. Not everybody is doing this. Understand that a lot of people are just comfortable working a regular 9 to 5 job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But once you decide to step out and take this route, it is lonely. Your family won't understand you, your friends probably won't understand you, and you're gonna have a fallout with a lot of people. I've lost a lot of people who I called best friend. They didn't understand me. Some family members won't understand you. It's gonna be very lonely. And if you don't have an accountability partner, or people that stand behind you that can help you, or a mentor, or a group of people, of like-minded men and women that can help you, it's gonna be extremely lonely, and you probably won't make it. I'm gonna be honest with you, you probably won't make it, because there's a lot of mental stress and anxiety that comes along with this lifestyle. It just is what it is. When you're working a 9 to 5 job, you are paid because you have a specific skill set. Okay, so you do one thing from this amount of time to that amount of time, and then you go home. When you're an entrepreneur, there is no go home. You're working on everything, and it's by yourself for the most part, until you can raise enough capital to eventually add on some staff. But in the beginning, it's just you, and it's very lonely. You're taking the ultimate risk, but if you don't take this risk, then you'll probably never achieve your goal, to be honest. And unfortunately, a lot of people ain't cut out for this lifestyle, and they fold. So that's the second thing that entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs don't tell you. What is the third thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you? The third thing that entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs don't tell you is that you are here to serve. Period. When you start a business, you are here to serve. You're providing a service. You're here to help people. All business is providing a service or goods and helping people. That's all it is. And I see a lot of people get into business for, quite frankly, the money. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. We all want that financial stability and abundance. That's cool, but you need to understand that the ultimate goal isn't the money, because the money isn't what's going to ultimately help you feel fulfilled. but the goal is impact. We all want impact. This is why you see all of these successful businessmen and women, they have multiple companies and they sell them and cash out, and they have all this money and all this free time, and they end up starting another business again because they get bored, or they just can't, they honestly cannot live with themselves. It's because we all desire to help and cause impact, and understand that business is a service. You're providing for somebody else, you're helping somebody else, you're helping somebody be happy, okay? You're doing for somebody else. So if you're just wanting to be an entrepreneur to get in it for the money, that's not bad, but I can tell you right now, that's not fulfilling, and you're more than likely gonna fail, because when things get hard, you're gonna be so concerned about the money that you just kind of give up on your vision. That's if you have a vision at all. Understand that impact is the most important thing, okay? If you're able to change lives and have a good supporting staff around you, and just ultimately be a servant and help and contribute to society, that's gonna go way further than money, okay? And when you can make the money while serving and impacting, that's the perfect recipe right there for success. Understand that money is a great tool to use in order to enjoy your life and ultimately enjoy experiences, but it is the impact that'll truly leave you feeling fulfilled. And if you're just going after the money, at some point you may get the money and you may have hundreds of millions of dollars, but what are you gonna do when you're just sitting with all of that money and you're not doing what you were called to do, which is serve? We're all called to be servants in some form or some way. We all have gifts, we all have talents. And once you start to understand that you were given these gifts and talents to serve people and help people and make the world a better place, that's when you will start to walk in alignment with your calling. And ultimately, once you walk into alignment with your calling, is when you will experience bliss. Okay, this is why you have some people, for the first few years of their business, they give their services away for free. Because in the beginning, it's not even about the money, it's about helping people and providing that service to help people. And I see a lot of people getting into business because they've seen somebody else has a lot of money and they're successful, and they're thinking that they can do the same thing too, not knowing what that person had to go through, not seeing that person's individual path to success. We all have different paths, and I can guarantee you right now, if you're just getting in it for the money solely, you're more than likely not gonna succeed, or it's not gonna be fulfilling for you. And if you ask me, if I have $100 million and I'm not fulfilled, I'm still not successful, okay? The person that's successful is the person that is fulfilled and has the money. And if you have one or the other, then you're not successful, and it's more than likely that you're gonna fail. So the third thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you is that you're in service, okay? Despite all of these cool Instagram pictures, they're traveling or whatever, you're in it to serve people. How can you make this world a better place? Is your product gonna help people? Is your product in demand? Is your service gonna, you know what I'm saying, help somebody? If the economy goes down, will your service or goods still be desirable? Will there still be a demand for that? And this is why I tell people that you have to have a skill. You have to have a skill, because if you're, and this is no shout out to social media influencers because I am one, but if you're just somebody taking sponsored posts on Instagram for brands, what happens when another platform comes in 3-4 years that dethrones Instagram? Now you don't have any source of income. So what can you do? You gotta have a skill, and you gotta help people. So that is the third thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you. The fourth thing, and this may be the most important thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you. You see all these people on Instagram flexing, but this may be the most important thing that people don't tell you right here. And that is the legalities of business, okay? You gotta understand that as a business owner, you need to be up to par with all of your documents, okay? You need to make sure that everything is legal, everything is legit. And this is what a lot of people don't talk about, and this is what a lot of people are undereducated in. This is what a lot of people have to know before starting a business or while being in business, okay? So you gotta understand that you gotta manage your your income, you gotta manage your expenses, you gotta document all of that for your taxes, okay? Because if you don't, you'll get audited. So you gotta make sure that all of your paperwork is aligned, all of your documents are in check. You gotta make sure that you're paying your taxes properly. And above all, you've gotta protect yourself, the person behind the business, so that if somebody sues your business, they're not gonna take all of your assets and take everything that you have as the person. Okay, so this is why you need to understand which type of business you want to open. Is it an S Corp, LLC? You need to understand these things, and you need to speak with a lawyer, to be honest, to understand which will be better for you. All right, so you need to understand, simple, you have to cover your ass. It's simple as that, because with more success, as your business grows, I promise you, somebody will sue you. And that's what it comes down to. Somebody will sue you. And getting sued can be fatal to a business. It really can. That's all it takes. It really can. So you gotta put yourself in position to thrive with anything that happens, okay? You gotta get your papers in order. You gotta make sure that you're doing everything by the book and legally. You gotta make sure that if you have employees, that you are documenting everything, that you're paying them, okay? You gotta make sure that you're looking at your books every quarter. Like there's so many things that you gotta make sure that you're doing correctly. And this is stuff that people will never talk about on Instagram. They're too busy drinking their celery juice, right? And they're in Bali or whatever. This is stuff that people don't talk about. The stuff on the back end, the greasy part, the hard work, the structured stuff that people don't talk to you about. They don't talk about EIN numbers, the various certificates that you have to sell. If you're selling clothes, if you're reselling, you need a reseller certificate. They don't talk about how, how to really speak to vendors and how to negotiate and the psychology behind presenting a product to people or speaking with vendors, selling and closing. They don't talk about these things, all right? And I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention, because if you don't know about any of these terms that I'm throwing out, then you need to go do some research like I did and educate yourself, because your typical Instagram entrepreneur is not going to tell you anything about this, because in all actuality, they're not even winning. They're just flexing up on the gram to, I don't know, to impress somebody. But I'm going to tell you right now, this lifestyle is greasy. And if you don't take care of yourself and do the proper things, you'll find yourself out of business and in debt real quick. you feel me? Real quick. So you got to make sure that you're doing everything by the book, everything legal, so that if that time comes where you get sued, they don't take you for everything you got. It's all about being protected and being calculated and being smart. You gotta be smart in business, especially in this capitalist society. You gotta understand how things move, how things shape, all right? A book that I recommend you guys actually read to understand a little bit more is The 48 Laws of Power. This taught me a lot about business and a lot about psychology. So again, that's the 48 Laws of Power, and that helped me become a much better businessman, okay? So that was just a little fun fact for y'all. But that is the fourth thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you, is that you gotta make sure that everything's legal, for real. What is the last thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you? The fifth and last thing that entrepreneurs don't tell you is that this lifestyle isn't for everybody, okay? Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. There's nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5 job. It's not for me personally, but it may be for you. If you are somebody that lacks self-discipline, entrepreneurship is not for you. If you are somebody that doesn't have the ability to be on your own, to self-educate yourself, to thrive, this lifestyle is not for you. Understand that as an entrepreneur, you have to constantly be growing, constantly improving, constantly educating yourself, constantly looking at statistics, analytics, just constantly learning every single day. If you're somebody that's not comfortable with this, entrepreneurship is not for you. It's going to be a very lonely and stressful lifestyle, okay? A lot of entrepreneurs have mental disorders, anxiety, stress, all of this stuff, okay? It can really be taxing on you mentally and physically. You have a huge load on yourself, and failure is, for the most part, in the back of a lot of entrepreneurs' minds. especially if they're undereducated and underexperienced. So you got to understand that this lifestyle may not necessarily be for you, and that's okay. But entrepreneurs on social media will never tell you this, because they're fronting and they lying and they be flexing for the gram, when in actuality, I can tell you right now, a lot of them don't be doing what they say they're doing. They be lying straight up. So it's important that you understand that this lifestyle may not be for you, bro. It may not be for you, and that's fine. But understand that if you choose to do this, yes, there is a risk involved. But if you truly have a vision and you really want to, you know, do this lifestyle, it can absolutely be done. But again, you're gonna experience pain. You're gonna experience adversity, okay? People are gonna switch up on you. It's gonna be lonely. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna lose before you win, or in a rare case, you might win off the gate. You know what I'm saying? But I really needed you guys to understand that this lifestyle, although glamorized now, it's not for everybody. And if you're undereducated, you can seriously damage yourself, okay? It can do a lot to you mentally. It could stress you out, cause you anxiety, all types of stuff. You can really miss out on precious time with your family due to the sacrifices that you gotta, you know, put forth towards your business. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes in with this lifestyle, you know, a ton of long nights, early mornings. You'll have to miss out on events with your friends and family. You can't really do everything that you want to do. I think that a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur for time freedom and this, that, and the third, and you may not get time freedom until 10 years in. That's the harsh reality of it. You may have to bust your ass for 10 years and then you'll finally get some free time. But it's not all glitz and glamour like the media makes it seem. You really have to put in that work. You've got to put yourself out there, stick your neck out there, and get trampled on a few times. You got to eat dirt. You got to learn every day, grow. You got to understand psychology. You got to understand the market. You got to be brutally honest with yourself and ask, do I suck as a salesperson? Do I suck as an entrepreneur? What can I do better? And if you're somebody that has a tough time swallowing your pride and ego, you know, this lifestyle isn't for you. And this is just the harsh reality of being an entrepreneur. But guys, these are the 5 things that entrepreneurs don't tell you. I wanted to make this list for you guys real quick because I felt like a lot of people be BSing, and you guys know I always give it to you 100% raw, unedited facts. All right. Side note: if you guys are interested in purchasing my shirts, the link is in the description box below, man. Dudley Does Apparel. But make sure to like this video if it resonated with you. Share it with a friend who may be thinking about going into the entrepreneur route, okay? Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Also hit the bell so you guys get notified when I upload, because for some reason YouTube doesn't notify everybody just from subscribing. So if you could hit a like and also boost this video so that it gets seen in the algorithm, I would greatly appreciate that. But as always, guys, comment down below and let me know if you guys like these type of videos, and I would gladly make more as a young entrepreneur. Oh, bars. But I would gladly make more of these videos for you guys to try to help you out and really let you know how it is out here, man, in these streets. It's not easy. But all right, man, sincerely, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed.